What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and I'm back in the motherfucking building. This time I am back, honey, for some brief thoughts of Married to Medicine LA. Let's just talk about what's been going on the show. First off, let's talk about what I think about all the girls. First, my first favorite one is Imani. I like her. She's outspoken. I believe she's, a psychologist? So I like that. I love all things psychology anyways. I just love her fucking attitude, her bald head. I think she's sharp. My other favorite that I like equally as well is Asha. She's an actress. I'm an actress, we got that in common. Except, she may be a little further ahead, but girl, gotta start somewhere, okay? But I like Asha. I feel like Asha is pretty much what you see is what you get. I like her. I like Dr. Noel. She is Asha's best friend. I love how Noel always has her back. I really like that. I also like Noel's logical attitude. She's very logical and reasonable, but she don't take no shit, so I like it. Y'all excuse me, I'm eating Twizzlers, honey. Look, this is my new candy. I didn't move from gummy bears, honey, to Twizzlers. Are those all the people that I like? Let's get to who the fuck I don't like. Oh, Britton. I like Britton too. I feel like she's kind of the Dr. Jackie of the girls, except more laid back with it. But I feel like she's pretty neutral and they kind of need that type of personality on the show. So I fuck with Britton as well. Who I don't like Shanique. She is a messy ass bitch. Shanique, you are messy as fuck because you invited Asha's man's ex-girlfriend to your man's birthday, and then you sitting up here saying, oh, well, that's his friend, and I can invite her, and they've been friends for years, and they ain't got nothing to do with Asha. Yeah, but it's still, to me, it wasn't the right call. Did she tell her about it? I believe she told Asha about it, and then when the girl got there, she kept trying to get them together. Was that her or was that Heavenly? Y'all know Heavenly, honey, stepped in and was trying to get some shit going. But I think Heavenly really wanted clarity with the ex-girlfriend and Asha. She's like, hey, if she's in the same room, y'all just talk. Like, is there a problem? Like, y'all, let's break the ice. Heavenly knows how to get it started, honey. Shanique, you was messy as fuck when you pretty much told Asha that her man was cheating on her while he was with her with the ex-girlfriend. That right there showed your intentions. Now, at first, I had kind of let it go that you invited the girlfriend. I always thought it was messy, but I kind of let it go because you did state that that is your husband's friend and it is his party. So, okay. At the end of the day, Asha don't have control over the guest list. So I left that right there. I didn't like it, but I left it right there. And then for you to imply that her man might have cheated on her and, y'all are all together, all the girls are together sitting around eating and drinking, and you say all of that in front of them, I just felt like you's a fucked up bitch for that. I see a lot of people doing reviews on this show, and some of these reviewers are like my favorites. I really like these people, but to me, they're not even. I was like, are we watching the same goddamn show? They are Team Shanique and Jasmine, and they didn't do anything wrong, and Asha is a victim, and Asha is so dramatic. Listen, sometimes you're not being dramatic. Sometimes motherfuckers really hurt your feelings. Sometimes, the shit that people do is not right. The one thing that really irritated me, though, with Asha, and you my girl, I didn't like the part where you kept trying to get, what is that girl's, Imani. You kept trying to get Imani and Britton to stand up to Shanique for what she said about your husband. They don't have any control over that, Asha. That was the one thing you kind of did that kind of irritated me. But they cannot control what this grown ass woman is saying and doing. They have no control over that. So I felt like you should have stopped doing that. But I think you did that because you was embarrassed, you was hurt, and you like, hey, where my girls at? I need somebody to have my back when this bitch is coming at me with this fucking drama. Jasmine, you are a superficial, messy ass bitch. That's why you and Shanique are really good friends. I'm just not feeling Jasmine. Imani had made the comment that she felt like Jasmine's house looked like a drug dealer's house. Was it a fucked up comment? Yes, it was. Y'all know Imani is my girl, but y'all know when I like people, you know, they say shit. I just try to let it go, you know. It was a little shade there, but Jasmine, you know, really got offended by it, and she wouldn't even, they had like, an episode where she wouldn't even, hug Imani, you know, because they all end up eating and drinking together. You know, she was just so offended by the comment because that damn Shanique didn't already told her. And I'm just like, why did you tell her on the way there? And I know people are like, well, that's her girl, that's her friend. Well, tell her in front. You should have been like, Imani, what about that comment you made? Like, put her on the spot with, like, do it like that. Call her to the carpet like that. But she had already prepped her. So Jasmine had already had, like, this attitude. Yeah, Imani was wrong for that. But at the same time, I just felt like, Jasmine was just, in my opinion, starting to get overly offended. It's like, okay, I get you offended, but bitch, calm down. Ain't that serious, you know? She was damn near going in on Imani's profession. Well, just because you live a certain way, that don't mean my man ain't got the coins. And, you know, there's different levels of success. And then Imani was like, oh, you trying to say I'm not successful because I don't have what he has? And, you know, and Imani kept saying, well, I know what psychiatrists make. And I will agree a little bit with Jasmine on that, because Imani, just because you live modest or you live a certain way, some people are more flashy type people. They like expensive things. They gotta have it. You know, maybe the man has some type of side hustle. So I felt like that right there was a bit unnecessary. Okay, we got the situation on this last episode with Noelle's daughter, who is so pretty. She started a new school. And she's just sad because it's like she doesn't have her old friends around. And, you know, it's a new school. She don't look like these people. It's like, it's too much for her. So I really felt for her. And I think Noelle is a really good parent. And she's kind of contemplating, well, what do I do? You know, I have the money to give her the best education that we can afford. And then, you know, on the other side of it, maybe she needs to be around people that look like her, that she feels like she can relate to. I definitely can relate to that, because it always felt when I was at schools with people that were just, it was like a lot of white people. You just don't feel comfortable. You need people that remind you of who you are, that look like you, that you feel like you could have fun with and relate with. And I'm not saying you can't do that with white people, but y'all know the whole culture. And even if it was somebody white, you know, they may want to be around their own kind. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. You know, you may have white kids at a school and black kids, but goddamn, can it be equal? You know, when you're black going into a all white school though, like where it's predominantly white, that's just gonna be hard. You gonna feel like you don't fit. Some of the jokes you may crack, they may not get it. They may get offended. So it's a lot with that. So I hope all of that works out for her daughter. So next we got the situation with Britton. Y'all know that Britton, I believe, is Contessa's girl. Contessa from Married to Medicine, Atlanta. She got kids, you know. She got her husband, but they're in Orlando. You know, she's in California. They still have not been able to find a place, agree upon a place to live. She can work in California, but she don't have that many opportunities in Orlando. So that's why, you know, it's important for her to get her family transferred to California as soon as possible. I see something happening in the future, and I just hope that it doesn't, because I would not like to see a family being broken up. But I just feel like, have y'all been watching Dr. Heavenly's reviews of this show? I really agree with her that I don't know if Britain really want to be with that man and them kids, because I'm not saying she does not love them, but it's just like, come on, y'all find a place. The fucking husband, though, I don't really care for him, because I just feel like he's putting everything off on her. But you got to find this kind of house, and we got this kind of square footage where we're at. It's not about where you are at. It's about what you have to adapt to when you get into a new situation. And it's just what you're going to have to do. So, it's not about, I don't know. I just feel like he's going about things in the wrong way, and he's like trying to blame everything on her. It's her job to, she went on an interview to try to book a job. I think she's going to end up getting a job. But he's just putting everything off on her, and it's just too much pressure. And I just feel like with her, it's just like, damn, do you want to be married or want to be with the kid? Because she's been away from them for like so long. Yes, they come back and forth, but something with that whole situation is kind of fishy to me. But I guess as we watch more of the show, it will come out honey in the wash. But I just hope that they both find a good home, because I think Brittany had even took Shanique to look at a home, and it was real far out, and that's where the husband kind of want to live, but it was really old-fashioned. Brittany wasn't feeling it. Shanique wasn't feeling it. It just wasn't the best spot for her home, and it's just way too far. Like, when you go into work, you don't want to be driving 2 and 3 hours just to fucking get there. That's just ridiculous. So I hope all that works out for them. You know what was very interesting with the girls that I don't even like? And I will say this, I think I like Shanique a little bit more than Jasmine. I still don't like either one, but honey, if I like one more than the other, it would be Shanique, because she said something that was very interesting. She had went out to have dinner or whatever with Jasmine, and she had mentioned in her confessional, she said, Jasmine really doesn't understand what stress looks like. She in there talking about her nanny, and, she got to make sure she got that. And Shanika's just like, stress to Jasmine is gaining a pound, but my life is crazy. I guess she's in the real estate world. Y'all know that's really busy and fast paced, and she's a mom, and she believes in catering to her man. So, Shanique is goal oriented. She has a lot going on, and I could respect her for that, even though I don't really care for her personality all like that. I could respect that. And that right there pretty much indicated to me that there's some awareness even in their friendship, where she knows that her friend is very superficial. And when you have a superficial bitch like that, they don't really care to me about what's important out of life. It's just about how things look and putting up a facade. And that really, pointed out to me like why maybe the girls and Imani was getting on her about where she lived at and wanted to know more. And not that they had the right, not that Imani had the right to say what she said, but like, is there some truth? Are you trying to put up a facade? Because I really do get that from Jasmine. Like, she's just very superficial. Ugh. We see Noelle talking to her husband. Honey, I didn't know you had a husband, honey. I just thought you had you a little man on the side somewhere. But I like what he was telling her as far as their daughter is concerned. He was just basically like, it's a new school, and at the end of the day, it takes time. And he's very right with that. I mean, it sounds simple enough, like anybody could say that and get it, but that really is true. When you're starting a new school, it just takes time to meet new friends, for them to get you, for you to get them. So hopefully all of that works out. So the last scene is the last scene. We have Imani and her mother pretty much checked her on, calling Jasmine's, house a drug dealer's house. You know, she's just like, that was not cool. I don't know why you thought you could say that and get away with it, and Jasmine would be fine with that and not be offended. And, you know, you were wrong and you need to apologize and own up to it. The mother is very, you know, no nonsense, very matter of fact. So I like that, you know. Y'all know I still love me some Imani. You know, she got a tattoo on this past episode. Not really a big tattoo fan, but girl, get your life. Do you? Who am I? You know? So, yeah, that was pretty much Married to Medicine. I pretty much let y'all know how I feel about the ladies on the show and, you know, what happened on this past episode. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the ladies. Who do you like on the show? How do you feel about the situation with Asha and Shanique? Do you feel like Shanique was wrong for putting out there that maybe some time ago Asha's husband, you know, had an affair with his ex-girlfriend while he was with Asha? How do you feel about that? Do you feel like Brittany even really wants to be in her marriage, or is she just stalling out on her husband and kids? You know, how do y'all feel about that? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It is your girl Brand New, and I am out.